To those of that opinion will say aye.
Aye.
Contrary opinion will say no. The ayes have it. I call the Honourable Simon Powell.
Mr. Speaker, I move that urgency be accorded the introduction and passing of the Environment Canterbury (Temporary Commissioners and Improved Water Management Bill and the Immigration Act 2009 Amendment Bill, the passing through their remaining stages of the Dairy Industry Restructuring (Raw Milk Pricing Methods) Bill and the Regulatory Improvement Bill, and any bills into which any of those bills may be divided, the third reading of the Unit Titles Bill, and the first readings of the Copyright (Infringing File Sharing) Amendment Bill and the Commerce Commission (International Cooperation and Fees) Bill. Speaker, the Government is moving to accord urgency for the Environment Canterbury Temporary Commissioners and Improved Water Management Bill to empower government-appointed commissioners to provide the governance and leadership necessary to rapidly address long-standing systemic, institutional and governance issues within the Canterbury Regional Council (ECAN). It is responsible for Government to provide certainty for Environment Canterbury councillors and staff, and consequently according urgency to this legislation is the most appropriate action. The Dairy Industry Restructuring Raw Milk Pricing Methods Bill provides certainty and clarity regarding future pricing methods to be applied to regulated raw milk that Fonterra is obliged to provide to independent processors prior to the beginning of the 2010-11 dairy production season. The Immigration Amendment Bill corrects errors in the drafting of the Immigration Act 2009 and needs to be passed as soon as possible to allow necessary implementation work to be undertaken and to ensure that the will of this House is not frustrated. The Government's intention is that a bill to improve the regulatory framework be an annual occurrence, and since the current bill was not able to be passed last year, the Government would like to move to advance it so the progress of regulatory reform becomes a continuous one. The Unit Titles Bill should progress under urgency, as the review of this 38-year-old Unit Titles Act has been ongoing for the last 5 years, and this bill is a small but integral part of the package of solutions the Government is looking at for those people living in leaky apartment buildings. The Act is outdated and inadequate to deal with the creation and management of developments such as apartment blocks in today's housing market. Noting the Regulations Review Committee finding regarding the undesirability of the deferred commencement of new Section 92A that was part of the Copyright New Technologies Amendment Act 2008, the Government would like to refer the Copyright Infringing File Sharing Amendment Bill to Select Committee as soon as possible. Finally, advancing the Commerce Commission International Cooperation and Fees Bill is another step towards the fulfilment of a single economic market with Australia, as enunciated by the Prime Minister in his statement to Parliament at the beginning of the year.
Members, the question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye.
Aye.
Contrary opinion will say no.
No.
The ayes have it.
Point of order.
Point of order. The Honourable Simon Powell.
Mr. Speaker, I seek leave for there to be a question time at 2 p.m. on Wednesday 31 March and on Thursday 1 April 2010, and for questions to be lodged in the normal manner pursuant to Standing Order 372.
Leave is sought for that purpose. Is there any objection? There being none, that's agreed to. I now ask the Clerk to call on the first bill on the urgency motion.
Environment Canterbury Temporary Commissioners and Improved Water Management